Now, just to show you the last step, what we were doing, if you remember, we completed step number 1, right? What was step number 1? Do you remember what was step number 1? Yes, please. This was step number 1, right? What we did in step number 1. Okay, we went to a material, remember, right? We changed the material master for our 3 bikes. Deluxe touring bike silver, red, and black. For these 3, what we have done, we put, remember, their forecasting. We want to build a model, right? A forecasting model. This is what we are trying to do, a forecasting model. uh, Forecasting model is based on the previous sales data, or if you want to make some correction, you can correct it. That's what we have done, right? We entered just randomly some data, right? And based on that data, means based on historical data, a operational plan will be created automatically by SAP. Okay, but before we create that operational plan, first we want to see some more thing as well for a basic data, which is routing. Do you know, anyone has an idea about routing? What is routing? Yes, please. Do you have an idea about routing in production? What do we mean by routing? Any idea? Can you try to answer my questions? Can you search what is routing means? What is ROUTE, routing, or route we call it? Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Selecting a path. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Yes, especially in production planning, routing is important. What do we mean by path in production? Let's say you are manufacturing cars, right? Do you know what is a production path? What could be routing? Any example? What could be routing in production of cars? Transportation through rails? No, no. Not this one. Sorry. In production, production means when you try to make cars, right? This is what I want to understand. When you want to make a cars, for example, right? What do you do? Routing basically, understand, we have the different steps in production process, right? For example, what should be the first process in, if you want to make car? Can someone tell me what should be the first process? Imagine this is a factory area where they manufacture cars. What is the first thing? Any idea? Understand, you need to bring your material. Let's say you want to make a one car. What you will do is you need raw material first of all, right? Understand? What is the first step is to bring raw material. Yes, thank you. We call it raw material staging. Staging means, you, let's say your warehouse is far away, you bring a material for 5 cars, for example, or 2 cars, whatever is your production plan. We call it staging of a raw material. This is the first step. Okay. Then second step, maybe attach the body of the car and wheels, for example, tires. Attach tire to the car body. Imagine there is no car. Okay. Step number 3 is to attach, next step. Is it clear what I'm saying?
Yes, it's clear.
Let me show you one example. Because you need to understand basically. I'm just trying to share just to visualize something. Yes, like assembling. Yes, exactly. Now, for example, if you look at like this picture, put it not only. Now, if you see, for example, here in this figure here, this is an assembly line. Remember, routing. In each assembly line there is a job. Remember, right? What is this one? What is the first? Attach wheel, for example, right? In order to attach wheel, the material should be available at this location. Similarly, next, some material should be available for next routing. There are different stages. How many, time you need. So this is what we call it routing, right? What will be done, right? Because once you know the routing, it will help you. Remember, not as an engineer, as a planning of a supply chain professional, you need to know, okay, what are the production material you need at each stage, right? Because based on this one, once you have your production order, you can run your schedules automatically through the system, right? Also based on routing, you can calculate the cost as well. For example, each every stage, what is the spare part cost, whatever material you are using, the labor you are using, whatever the cost in each stage, how long does it take, the time, you can put it in. This is all defined, right? What will be done in routing? What will be done? Attach wheel to the car, for example. Where will be done? Okay, in floor area. Okay, when it will be done, the time period. How it will be done? It will be done by humans, or it will be done by robots, will be machines. So this is what we call it routing. Okay, clear? For example, what is routing? For example, if you have to attach car seats, right? So for example, attach seat. So how long will it take to attach a car seat? There is a work center defined, the area where they work. In factory, there are work centers. What they will be doing on that area, how many employees are there, what they will be doing, how long will it take, the time they take. So this information are part of routing. Clear? Okay. Now let's see what we have in our global bike company. If you see here in this slide, global bike company, this is what we have for our finished bike. We have this routing. Okay, as you can see here, understand these terminologies. The first one is operation 0110. What is this one? Operation 10 is material staging. The first step means bringing the material. We call it material staging, first process. Second process or second operation 0020 is just a number which is attach seat to the frame, right? That is the second operation. In order to attach seat to the frame, where this work will be done, there is a work center. They are the one who will carry out the work. So you have a work center. In which plant this work will be carried out? It will be carried out in Dallas, DL00, the plant. And what will be the control key? In this case, it is assembly, because we are assembling the product. What is the description? We already know what is the description of this one is material staging for our work. Okay, then what is the quantity and a base unit of measurement? Each setup will take some times, and the quantity which we require, what are the material we need in order to make or manufacture whatever it is, base quantity. So these information we have to, this is what we will be doing in the exercise now, which is exercise number 2. Clear? What is a work center? Work center is a location within a plant where you do some value added activities. What is in work center? There could be people or a group doing something, machines or robots, group of machines or assembly lines. Work center is to define the capacities. Is it a labor? Is it a machine? What will be the output? Any emissions, wastage? Okay, capacities used in there. What are the requirements planning? What are the scheduling for each of those people doing their job? And then what would be their costing? Cost of material, cost of labor. So the data which will be entered in our work center, again for our case it is already created. We don't have to create a work center from the beginning. We will only change some small thing, but it's the same data. Like you see here in this screen, you will have a basic data about who is person responsible for that work center, who is the supervisor or who is the manager, right? What is the location of work center? Where is that work center is located? What you are doing? For example, in a factory area, you are doing one thing in one area, another thing in another area, right? For example, what are the scheduling information? Things will be moved from one place to another. There, of course, you have to make a scheduling. What are their costing data? What is the cost center to which all those costs should be defined? Activity types, is it a machine hours or labor hours? Whatever it is there, you have to put it there. What is the personnel detail? Name of a person, people, their position, qualification required to complete the job. What is the available capacity? 4%, 5%. You can manufacture only 2 cars or 3 cars or 5 bicycles. What is the operating type? If there is any formula will be using, right? You have a control and standard keys as a default data. Product group, you may have a multi or a single level product group. Like in our case, we have a touring bike, deluxe touring bike, and it's a one group. Under one group, you have 3 products: black, red, and silver. This is what we have done in our case today. Okay, so now for this one, this is what we are going to see. As we move forward, I will explain these process. So let's move to our SAP and start step number 2, which is changing of the routing. You have the notes with you. What is the first step to change routing? Can you give me the code to change routing? We are not creating a routing, it takes time. Already created for us, we will just change. In real life, it will be done with the help of supply chain people as well as someone from production engineering department as well, those who manufacture. So to change routing, what is the transaction? CA 02, not to create, not a 01. Change, remember. It should be CA02. Okay. So what we will do is we will change our routing for our product. Remember, we said already DXTR3. Remember last time we saw what was our balance in our warehouse. We had 0, right? Is it clear? The material we had is 0. So it means we have to manufacture now. You have to make a new bikes. Our stock we have 0. Okay. So before we start our production, we will see what is this one, right? So we will start with our deluxe touring bike, which is, just put your own. Please don't use others. I think I use 999, if I'm right. So put on these basic information. Clear? So make sure you have only this data. Is it clear? Are you with me? And press enter. See, you can see here, this one is already done for us. What are, as you can see here, first one is material staging. Second step is attach seat to frame. This is to make bicycles, right? Attach handlebar assembly. Attach gear assembly to the wheel. Attach front and rear wheel assembly to the chain. Attach brake. Next step is attach the pedals. Test the bike. Then you have to disassemble, for example, and you have a lot of things here. Pack the bike, you do the packing, you do the moving to the storage. So these are all operations area. You can see it from starting from 0, 10, 20. First one, work center. In this work center, 1000. Is it clear? Okay. Then we will see on the top right side. If you don't see, you can click here. If you don't see it, this one is called component allocation. These are small steps but important. Without it, everything will be done, will not be completed. So these initial steps are very important. So component allocation. You click on this one. What do we mean by this one? Is that for each of those areas we need material, right? What are the components we need? Material, right? As you can see here, you have a list of components given on your screen. Okay, so what we will do is we will select two material, right? Touring frame red and touring seat kit. So touring frame red, this one, TRFR, this one, and seat kit, these two. You just need to select. Is it okay? Understand? You should have your own, remember. I have, you can see touring frame 3999 and seat kit 1999. You should have your own. So is it clear? Once they are selected, then you can go here and click new assignment here on top. Click on new assignment. It will say that okay, now these will be assigned new assignment, right? So here you will see activity field as 20. This will be our new activity. You have to put 20 here. Is it clear? And you will see the change in the screen behind. See here, now these two activities are designed for this area, right? See, activity and operation area 20 assigned. These two parts, frame and seat kit, will be used in in our operation number 20. Okay, in operation number 20, these two parts will be used. Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, now you need to complete this process, right, for other components, and you can assign them based on detail mentioned in the handouts. Okay, for example, can someone tell me what is the component for operation number 30? If you look at handouts, what is the operation component for operation number 30? Look at the handouts. I want you to look at it, please. Important. Yes, TRHB1, yes, touring handlebar. So now what we will do is we will complete this one for the next operation. The same step. What are the steps? Remember, we select first of all the part which is TRHB1, for my case, this one here. After selecting, what should I do? Who will tell me what to do? I have to select new assignment. And what should be the number here as an activity number for this one? 30. It's done. As you can see, it's done now. Similarly, next one is number 40. There are two for 40, which is TRWA1, right? Touring aluminium wheel assembly and gear assembly. Means this one and this one. These two, we go to new assignment. And I should assign to yes, please. What should I assign? Okay, it's done. Next one is for chain, which is this one. New assignment, and it should be assigned to operation number 50. So chain is assigned to operation number 50. Then next one is brake kit. Operation number 60. Next one, pedal assembly, which is this one. New assignment to operation number 70. So let's come down and see the remaining. So if I check now here, next step is warranty document, which is 100, and packaging. So warranty document and packaging, they should be assigned to operation number 100. You can see now here, all these components are assigned to some production. What we have done, remember, based on this activity, you can purchase or you can ask warehouse to issue a material to production department. Is it clear? Understand what is this process? You can see that in order to make a one bicycle, you need two wheel assemblies, quantity 2, you can see on the screen. You need a one frame, and this one frame will be used in operation number 20. Then you need a gear assembly for bicycle 1. It will be used in operation number 40. And similarly, these are the materials. You can see all these materials will be used in order to make a one bicycle. So it depends how many bicycles you are going to make, right? And based on this one, remember, you will approve in real life. This is how it is done. As a supply chain professional, you are the one who will be doing this things, this planning, okay? And based on this one, the material will be released for production department, okay? Production department, how they will start their step? They have their own production order. Means order, their job to start a production. Is it clear? So this one is done. Just go back and save it. So now this is all have been done. So just save your routing. So what we have done, we changed the routing for our deluxe touring bike, red color 3. Remember, what I did now is for red. Save it and it's done. So now routing saved with group this for our products. Just save this information. This is your routing number. Is it clear? Yes, any question? As I told you before, it will take time and it's a long case. If you don't follow with me, you will not be able to do later on, and I cannot come back later on, right? So if you have any issue, you have to fix it early now. Don't wait or don't, delay your time. Is it clear? Any question? So you may save this information, take a screenshot. Okay, so step number 2 is done. Now step number 3 is to display our product group. Remember, what is the product group? We are looking at it in this case study. For our deluxe touring bikes, we have 3 product groups. Remember, under the product you have different variants or different versions, whatever you call it, right? Now, for example, we need to see the because remember, we have to create a sales and operational plan for this one, right? So that's why we are looking to display the product group. Can you tell me what is the product group? How can we display a product group? What is the transaction code to display a product group? It is MC85. So what is the product group here, right? So what is our deluxe touring bike? You can select it, right? I will show you, right? So you can say, you can search it or you can write it down. Product group DXPR. For me it is 99. For you, you should have your 3 numbers, whatever you are using in the exercise 1. Is it clear? PG dash DXTR and then your 3 numbers. It is important. And then press enter. Let's see. Can you see the screen like what I see? Yes, it's very important. Please see it. Do you have a screen like me? What do you mean by not exactly? No, no, I mean the screen like this one. Of course, it will be a different. You will have, what do you see? Is it, what do you mean by different? Understand what we have here. You have DXTR 1999, which is black color. Another model is silver. There are 3 entries basically. See here, 1 of 3. So basically, if I scroll down, I can see another entry here in the bottom. So there are 3 entries here. Okay. So basically, you can see here. I just scroll it with my mouse. So it says DXTR39. Pay attention to the proportion. It is 30, 30, and if you go up by scrolling, you'll see that the first one is DXTR 199 is 40%. So basically, the proportion share of our product is, see, this is number 2, and you can go to up, this is product group number 1, 40. So you have 40, 30, and 30. Means what do we mean by this one? 40%, 30%, and 30%. Means normally, we sell this company, our sale mix is 40% of black, 30% of silver, and red. 30 30, right? So if we sell 100, So 40% will be black, 30% this. So based on this one, we also required the resources to be allocated in the same way. Is it clear? Did you understand the product? Okay. So we have these three bikes included in our product group. So that's it. Only this is just to see. Now let's move to next step, which is to create sales and operational plan. Remember, this is what we have done last time. We entered the historical data. Now, based on the data what we entered in the last class, now we will create our plan, sales plan for next 12 months. Okay. So can you give me a transaction for this step number 4, to create sales and operational plan? What is the transaction? Yes, please. To create an SOP or sales operational plan. Yes. What is the transaction? Who will give me the transaction? Is it only one student in the class? Ali Muhammad? How about other student? How about Saad? What is the transaction? Yes, please. What is the entry? What is the transaction? Follow the menu path if it's not clear to you. Let's see. Yes, please. I want you to practice. Go to the menu path and try to see. Look at this. It says for product group change. If you look at a menu path, basically it is logistic, or if let's say after production, it should be SOP, sales and operational plan. Under sales and operation plan, it should be planning for product group. Change. Of course, we will not create something from scratch. Already the data is given. We will just try to do some small changes in order to learn. This is the purpose. So it is, what is the transaction? MC. Change. Write this one. Make sure your product group is there. Your three numbers, your plant, and then you have to see what is the active version for this one. Only just see here, you can see A00. Just note down this number. A00, note down this number, okay? Then you go to menu, edit, create sales plan. Menu, edit, create sales plan, forecast. Anyone is with me or I'm alone?
You, doctor.
Okay. So once you press forecast, remember this one is our forecast model, the data which we entered last time before. Remember, we entered for this product, for these three products, some data, right? Historical data. In real life, you may have the actual historical data for past 30 months will be there. They can use for last 30 months data, whatever you put your historical data. Based on that one, you will get a future or a forecasted sales and operational plan. Okay, so how to create it? Remember here. So you have to see, for example, what are the period. It says here you have to select the periodic intervals already selected. Now forecast period. What do we want? Right? We want a forecast period from our history from 2022 until, let's say, for next today is 10 month. Remember, in the future is means this month or next month here, right? So you can say the current period, which is 10th month, to some previous period data, right? Right. So until 10/20 to, let's say, 1 year will be not 11. I'll put 9/23. From 10/22 to 9/23, it will be a 1 year. Is it correct? Historical data, remember, yes. Historical data, remember what we entered from 10/20/12 to the previous data. I think we entered for 30 months. It was, let's say, I can say, from, let's say, I think we entered, someone told me 5/20/20, right? This was the data we entered. You can put, this is just a historical data, which it will take. It's just until the 9th month. Make sure auto forecast execution. What will be the forecast? It will be based on automatically model selection, right? Is it clear? So this is what you should have, your data entry. Sorry, it should be from current months. Just want to make sure. Current. Yes, is it correct? Okay. And then I'll just continue and select my, okay, forecasting. And you'll see those factors we already entered before, alpha, beta factors, whatever you have. Just if you see any of this message, just continue. Just say forecasting. So this one you have a number. Now these number will be copied. You'll see this is again, if you still think that these numbers are not correct, you want to update, you can update, but this is the recommendation you get from the system. I'll continue, copy, or can you see the data here? Look at the data here in the row, sales row. This is our expected sales based on our historical data. This is what we will be selling in the month of 10, 2022, right? Month of 11, 2022, 12, first, second, third, fourth. So you have, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 entries. Forecast of your sales for 1 year, for 12 months. It is given to you automatically by SAP forecasting model. Is it clear? Is it clear? Now, what is the supply day? Targets days in supply. For example, if you are 5 days material is left, you know, this is our safety days. For example, if 5 days are left before the stock is finished, system will take an action. What is a target's day supply? So we will put here as 5, this one. Okay. So for all entries, we will put 5. Can you see here? 5 for each one. All 5, all 12 entries. If you don't see it, just you can click and come to this site. Your screen should be like what you see in my case. It's done.
Doctor, it is different because my forecasting before.
Yeah, number will be different. Yes, number will be different. Yes, don't worry.
Okay.
Yes, these number will not be same. For me, for you, it will be different.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Now understand, as you can see here, this is your sales. Now we want to see based on the date, the time, right? Now only what we have done, we want to plan for the quantities we need to produce, right? How many quantities we need to produce in order to meet our sales plan. Okay, the system will automatically calculate from here what are the stock levels you need to maintain, how many supply day available for each of the product, right? And if there is any other information, right? So we have to do some planning strategies. This is what we are going to do. Okay, so we are going to do a high level planning. So how you are going to do it? In the, you'll see here, we will create a production plan. How can we create a production plan? You go to menu, you'll see here on the menu, edit and create a production plan. Edit, create production plan, which is, what are the other options? Based on synchronous to sales, based on sales. So we want our system to create a production plan based on this. Is it clear? And once you click, you will see here, see the production number is already given, which is same as sales plan, right? Right, because what it says in the system, it says that because whatever you want to sell, you have to produce, because we don't have a safety stock or inventory. So based on the current, it says if you want to sell 177, you have to produce 177. Look at the first column, right? So all numbers are same. I will continue, right? Okay, now we will see. Now we will put another parameter into planning. Now also we have a day's supplies, remember, right? Now how much sales we need to have to put enough stock to meet 5 days of supplies. Remember, if it should not be down. So now you will see in the next step the number will change again based on one another data, right? So I will go and I'll change a plan, edit, create a sale plan based on, sorry, right, edit production plan, right, create a production plan based on days supply, target days supply. You will see now the number will change. Pay attention. Okay, so now in order to meet a supply of 5 days, now you have to produce more. See, 205 you have to produce. Now the plan has been updated, right? So we have to see, this is what you have. Now production plans have been generated to match our sales, plus what is the extra which we produce to put into a stock, which will be there to meet the 5 days supply requirement. So it should be like this one. Number could be different, but this is how it should be there, right? So number may not be same, right? But this is how you can see the screens. Make sure your data is same like this one. Okay, next one is if you want to see a graph, but I don't think graph is not available in web access. If you click on graph of this data, it should be available here, but it will not give you anything, because in web-based this option is not available. It is available only in GUI. So in your handouts you see a graph there. So of course this one you cannot create it here in the web base. It is just a graph, but anyhow it's done. and now you can say that this is your production plan. Okay, so what you have done now in this step is basically you have your sales and operational plan, right? We have created sales and operational plan. As you can see here, 177. Do you, production is 205. Do you know how much are black? Can you calculate? For example, can someone calculate how many black? This is the total. You have three types of products. Remember, this is you have to make three. Remember, out of this, 40% will be black. Just to tell you, 30% will be red, and 30% will be silver. Out of, let's say, for 205, you can double check, right, by calculating yourself, and this is what you can see it also later on. We will show you as well. Okay, is it clear? So just save it, and this one will be done. So plan is saved for this product. So step number 4 is done. What is step number 4? Is to create sales and operational plan. So this is what we have done today until now. So I'm stopping here. Step number 4, and after the break we will continue from step number 5. What is step number 5? Is this one. So after the break, we will transfer this sales and operational plan to demand management. What resources we need, right? This is what we need in order to complete this process. Our sales and operational plan, we will complete the next process. As a production supervisor, you will be doing these things in the next step. So take a break for 20 minutes, right? So I will start a class at 6 o'clock. Thank you very much.